Thank you so much for joining. I request you to kindly share this broadcast. Just click the share button and invite a friend or two. Share with people, share with the groups that have students who are expecting Kjsea 2025 evaluation. It's my hope that you people are going to benefit. We're going to discuss the full paper, that is the Success Path Examinations Council, Kjsea 2025 Mathematics. The code for mathematics is 903. So let's look at this exam question by question, bit by bit, until we cover all the questions. Remember, our consultation line is 0704 15 33 66. So you can reach out for more consultations and even for the revision materials. We'll begin with section A, whereby there are multiple choices for 20 questions. As we continue discussing, allow me to remind you of our program here, whereby you can purchase airtime from your M-Pesa to any line, Safaricom, Airtel, Telcom, by just going to the M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa, then the pay bill number 737356, and the account is the phone number that you're purchasing the airtime for. Remember, you can also purchase for a friend, whereby you use the same pay bill and the friend's phone number as the account. Those in 844 or with friends in secondary schools, you can invite them to our interactive program here, whereby they shall interact with teachers of chemistry, biology, then mathematics and physics for some weeks over the April holiday. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Back to the paper now. What is the place value of 7 in the number 5,789,342? The place value. Remember, place value is not the same as total value. But according to the choices they have given here, like they are answering a total value. Because when you talk about the place which 7 is holding, 2 is on ones, then 4 tens, hundreds 3, then thousands, 9 is at thousands, 8 is at tens of thousands, then 7 is at 100,000s. So the answer should be 100,000s. 100,000s. So this is the correct answer, 100,000s. That is what we call place, the place value. Remember, we should multiply the place value and the digit for us to get total value. So if we multiply hundreds of thousands by 7, now we would get 700,000, which is now the total value. But for the place value, this one is the right answer, which is not in the provided choices. Let's look at number 2, convert 3 million. Okay, convert the digits provided here to words. This number from digits to words. This is a 3 million. So we cancel anything that doesn't begin with 3 millions. So that one is eliminated. This might be choosy. We can eliminate it this way. So D is eliminated because it starts with 34 million. So 3 million, now we remain with A, B, and C. 456,000. 456. So we eliminate this one. 456 million, not really. We eliminate this. We are remaining with B, but we can now confirm how correct it is, because we are talking of 456,789. That remains the correct choice. In number 3, we are told to find the LCM of 12 and 18. This is how we find LCM, by simply expressing each of the numbers provided as a product of the prime factors making up the numbers. So the first number is 12, then 18. The least prime factor is usually 2. So we begin with 2, then this is 6, this is 9. 2 can still divide, so we proceed to 2. This will become 3. This will remain 9 because it can't be divided by 3, but by 2, that is. Then we go to 3 now, whereby this becomes 1 and this becomes 3. Then with 3 again, this becomes 1 and this becomes 1. So the LCM is 2 power 2 multiplied by 3 power 3. This is 4 multiplied by 27. So 4 by 27 gives us 108. No, 3 is squared, sorry. 3 is squared. Yeah, look at this. So we have 2 times 2, which is 2 squared, and then 3 times 3, which is 3 squared. So we are having 4 by 9, which is 36. So the correct choice there is B. Number 4, simplify. 4 out of 5 divided by 2/3 in brackets, then multiplied by 3/4. So in number 4, we shall solve what is inside the brackets by having 4 over 5. Instead of dividing by, we can multiply by the reciprocal, 3 over 2. Then now this will be multiplied by 3 out of 4. So this way now we can cancel. This one goes with this. The other thing that can simplify, do we have it? Not really. So this shall be 9 over 10. Yeah, 9 over 10. 9 over 10. When 3 is multiplied by 3, we get 9. Then when 5 is multiplied by 2, we are getting 10. Looking at the answers, I'm not having a correct choice here, so I will write my correct answer there. 9 out of 10. Yeah, it's good you also be confirming these workings so that you may know when maybe we are making an error from this side, so that you may also correct them. Yeah, so I think we are doing it well. Okay. Number 5, solve for x when given 3x minus 5 equals to 7.
Absolutely. Let's solve for x.
Now, this one is a linear equation, which is supposed to be solved so that we may get the unknown. To remain with 3x on the left-hand side, we need to take -5 to the right, and there it will get added. So 7 plus 5, that gives us a 12. Then now to remain with x, we have to divide through by digit 3. 12 divided by 3 gives us 4. So the right answer here is A, that way. Number 6, the area of a circle with a radius of 7 centimeters is. So area of a circle is usually given by a formula, pi r squared. So we can choose a pi of 22 over 7, a radius of 7, then we square this 7 now, so that we get 154. Yeah, 154. Since the units were centimeters, when we square them, we get centimeters squared. So we choose option A. Number 7. A car travels 240 kilometers in 4 hours. What is its speed? Speed is usually given by distance out of time taken. So a distance of 240 divided by the 4 hours taken, we are getting 60 kilometers per hour. Sorry. Yes, kilometers per hour. So 60 kilometers per hour is option D. 7. Done. Number 8. solve 2x plus 3 less than 9. So we have to remain with 2x less than, then we subtract 3 from 9, and this will give us 6. Then to have it simplified, now this one becomes 3. When we divide through by, we divide through by 2. And that means the right answer is in C. That way, given the matrix A equals to 3, 2, 5, 4, and B, this one should be B, equals to 1, negative 6, 2, 0. Find A plus B. So A plus B means we add elements in corresponding positions. If we pick 3, we should add it to 1. So we get 4. So the first answer there should be 4. That means we eliminate option A. So the first answer in the answer matrix, the first element should be 4. Then we go to the right. When we pick 2, we should add it to negative 6. So 2 plus a negative 6 should give us a negative 4. If that gives us a negative 4, it means now we will eliminate B, and we also eliminate D. So the right answer is suspected to be C, but we can proceed now to prove further. When we take 5, we should add 2, and that gives us 7. You see, in C there is that 7. Then finally, when we take 4 and we add it to 0, we get 4. That means option C is the right answer. That way. Number 10, identify the order of the matrix 3, 7, 4, 6. Order of a matrix is given by number of rows multiplied by the number of columns. Rows times columns. That gives us the order. Rows by columns. So when we look at the number of rows, it's 1, 2. The number of columns, 1, 2. So 2 by 2. 2 by 2, that way. Yeah. The next question is converting 7 over 8 to a decimal. So we're just supposed to divide the numerator and the denominator until we get a decimal. So 7 divided by 8, this gives us 0.875. 0.875. Yeah, that is it. Solve for x in number 12. When we are having 2x squared equals to 50, it means we can remain with the 2x squared here by dividing through by 2. This will give us 25. Now to remain with x, if x squared equals to 25, then to get x, we're supposed to carry out the square root of 25. Now the answer is supposed to be 5 or negative 5. When we square negative 5, we shall get 25. When we square 5, we also get 25. These are two different integers. Two different integers. So they are both possible square roots of 25. And that means the most appropriate. You know, some people will think that A is right, which is true, because 5 is the square root of 25, yes. But the most appropriate choice becomes B, whereby it's either plus 5 or negative 5. Remember to subscribe to this platform. Remember also to share the link with your friends so that they may also benefit. Number 13 is asking us, the reciprocal of 3 out of 7 is, reciprocal is when 1 is divided by a given number. Yeah, 1 is divided by a given number. So for us to get the reciprocal, we should take 1, then we divide by 3 over 7. You know, this will mean 1 multiplied by 7 over 3. And it remains 7 over 3. So now we need to look for 7 over 3. Where is 7 over 3? I'm seeing it in option A, though they would have gone further to tell us 2 and 1 over 3. which is more correct. But now that the choices are as improper fractions, then we choose A, because A will be near the right answer. Okay, look at number 14 now. A triangle has sides 6, 8, and 10 centimeters. What type of triangle is it? I want us to begin by, before we go to proving which type of a triangle it is, we eliminate. First, it is not equilateral. It is not equilateral because if it was equilateral, then it would be having all the sides being equal. Again, it is not isosceles. If it was isosceles, then it would be having two of the sides being equal, but it is not the case here. So we remain with two options, either right-angled triangle or a scalene triangle. Now let's prove whether it is right-angled. There is no way we can prove a scalene triangle unless we draw it. Yeah, there is no way, we can only draw it. But for right-angled, we can prove without drawing. That we can talk about the longest side squared, which is 10. Is it the same as when we take the other two sides squared and we add them? This is 100. 36, 64. 100 equals to 100. Therefore, because the longer side squared is being equal to the sum of the other two sides squared, then this is a right-angled triangle. We have proved using the Pythagoras theorem. So we talk about option A. Now look at number 15. If 5x equals to 60, then what is x? 60 over 5, giving us exactly 12. So to solve this linear equation, we have to divide through by 5 by 5. So x is 60 out of 5, giving us 12. Yeah, giving us 12. The mode of the numbers 4, 7, 9, 4, 10, 7, and 4 is mode is the most occurring item in a given set of items. So amongst these numbers, which one is the most occurring? 4 occurs 3 times, 7 occurs 2 times, 9 occurs once, 10 occurs once. So 4 is occurring 3 times, and hence 4 is the mode. That way. Look at number 17. A line parallel to the x-axis as an equation in the form. Let's look at this. We have to just draw a sketchy illustration of what we have here. And I'll also be giving a summary of all the lines. We can talk about a line which is parallel to x-axis. That means a line passing through a point like this. This line, L1, will have an equation of the form y equals to a given constant. It can be y equals to 4, y equals to 3. So if it passes through a point on the y-axis, which is y equals to 4, that will be the constant. If it passes at y equals to 3, that will be the y equals to 3 that way. So L1 will have such a line. What about a line which is parallel to the y-axis? Parallel to the y-axis, the line will pass through this manner. This can be our L2. The equation will be x equals to a given constant, because it can pass through at a point where x is a given value, like x equals to -1, x equals to -3, like that. Now we might have another type of a line which might pass through. A line might flow this way. Yeah, this way. So if a line flows this way, now, because it has a certain gradient, then it will be having y equals to mx plus c. The mx shall be positive. The m is positive. The gradient is positive. But when a gradient, or when a line flows this way, line 4, this one will have a negative gradient. So the equation will be equals to y equals to -m plus c. And remember, the c can also be negative. Yeah, the c can also be negative depending on whether the line will cut the y-axis. Therefore, for this case, we will settle at option A, where the line will be equal to y equals to a constant. Now find the square root of 289. That is exactly 17. You can use a calculator. Yeah, because we just want you to choose the right answer. We don't want you to display any working. If it is in section 2, you can apply the factorization method or the mathematical table, depending on instructions. Convert 2.5 kilometers to meters. So we should know that 1 km is equivalent to 1,000 meters. What about 2.5 km? This will have 1,000 multiplied by 2.5 divided by 1, giving us 2,500 meters. That makes option C the most appropriate. The interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to. A quadrilateral is a four-sided figure. It's a four-sided polygon. So sum of interior angles in a polygon should give us, or should be given by 180 into number of sides minus 2. Therefore, we are talking of 180 into number of sides minus 2. This is 180 multiplied by 2. This is equal to 380. Yeah, or quadrilaterals. That is a parallelograms, squares, rectangles, trapezium, rhombus. Yeah, all of them. Their interior angles must sum up to 360. All right, now we are going to the section 2 of this paper. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share. Remember to comment. Remember to like. Yeah, just give us some positive vibes in the platform. Please participate actively. You can ask questions. You can make more consultations through our line 0704 1533 66. Those with brothers in secondary schools, advise them that Shifting Grades is having the best programs for them, and they can reach out through the same number for registration and more guidance on the same. Otherwise, in the same channel, there are a lot of lessons, a lot of presentations for secondary school students. Yeah, number 21. Some of the questions I'll be going directly to reading out the answers. I'll just, if they are too simple, I'll read out for you. Instead of writing the number that we are seeing here in words, I will dictate it for you. This is 8,405,678. Just that. 8,405,678. Part B. Find the LCM and GCD of 18 and 24. So we're going to factorize 18 and 24. So that through the factors, we may obtain the LCM and also the GCD. I'll begin by finding the GCD, and I proceed to find the LCM. So 18, 24. We are supposed to look for GCD, greatest common divisor, something in common which can divide both 18 and 24. So we begin by 2. 2 can divide both of them, giving us 9 and 12. Yeah. What about 2? If we go by 2 again, we discover that 2 cannot divide both of them again, but 3 can divide both. So if 3 can divide both, then this will become 3 and this will become 4. Now, if we go by 3 again, we discover that 3 would not be able to divide both of them. It can only divide the first one, but not the second one. If we try 2, it can only divide the second, but not the first. Therefore, the GCD, greatest common divisor, is just going to be 2 by 3, which is 6. Then now we can go to LCM. The LCM now. The least common multiple. Yeah, multiple now, which can be, the 2 can be multiplied to give. So we talk about after 2, which is giving us 9 and 12. We can go by 2 again, whereby we have this one be remaining a 9 and this one becoming 6. By 2 again, this remaining 9 and this can become now 3. So by 3, 3, 1. By 3. Yeah, so the multiple shall be 2 power 3 and 3 squared. This is 8 by 9, giving us exactly 72. That way. Yeah, 72 that way. Convert in part C, 0.75 to a fraction and simplify. To a fraction, then simplify. So to convert 0.75, we have to write the digits here, which are 75. Then we divide by, according to the number of decimal places, which are 2, we divide by 100. Now, when we divide this by 25, we'll get 3. By 25, we'll get 4. This cannot be divided further. Therefore, we are having the fraction, and this one is the simplest form. 3/4, that way. Round 456,789 to the nearest 10,000s. So this is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands. So 5 is the digit on the tens of thousands position, which means now we have to consider the number before 5, which is a 6. Can 6 increase 5 to the next digit? Yes. So we talk about 4, 6. Everything else now becomes a 0. So it's 460,000 that way. Number 22, solve for x in 5x minus 3 equals to 2x plus 9. So we solve by grouping terms together. So we can bring 2 here, whereby 2 will be subtracted. 5 minus 2, get 3x. Then 3 will be taken to the right, whereby 9, we are supposed to add 3, because negative 3 going to the right becomes positive. Then now we can divide through by 3, giving us x equals to 4. Yeah, x equals to 4. That is it. Factorize x squared minus 7, x plus 12. So this is a quadratic expression, and this quadratic expression is in the format ax squared plus bx plus a constant c. For us to factorize, we have to come up with the product of a multiplied by c. So a multiplied by c is 1 times 12, which is 12. Then a sum of the value at b, which is just a -7. Then after this, we look at two factors, which when multiplied, they will give us 12. But when added, they will give us a -7. That is -4 and -3. When multiplied, +12. When added, -7. So we replace -7 with -4 and -3. So we rewrite our expression now. -4x minus 3x plus 12. That way, when we factor out whatever is common in the first two terms, we find it's x. Then we remain with x minus 4. Then from the last two, we factor what is common, and that is -3. We remain in brackets with x minus 4. Then now we pick what is common from the brackets, and we will get x minus 4. Then outside the brackets, we're having x minus 3. That way. That is the factorized format of the expression up there. Part C, solve the inequality 3x plus 4 greater than or equal to 10. All right, now to solve this one, we have to remain with 3x greater than or equal to. When 4 goes to the right, it shall be subtracted. So this will be 6 now. So to remain with x, we have to divide through by 3, giving us 2. That way. So the main thing here is to group terms together and be very careful with whether to be added, whether to be subtracted when taken to the other side. Find the value of y if 2y plus 5 equals to 15. So to remain with 2y here, we have to subtract 5 from 15. This will give us 10. So to remain with y, now we divide it through by 2. The value of y is 5. That way. Look at number 23. 4 business partners, Omondi, Brian, Felix, and Don, invest in a business in the ratio 3:4:5:6. The business makes a total profit of 9,400,000 Kenya shillings. Part A, how much profit does each partner receive? How much profit does each partner receive? All right, these are ratios and proportions. How many proportions according to the ratios? You know, the ratios are 3:4:5:6. And these are for Mondi, Brian, Felix, and Don. That's how they are following one another. So it means respectively. All right. So what is the total proportions here? We have to talk about 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. This is 18, right? Can confirm that. 7, 12, yeah, 18. 18 exactly. So we have 18 proportions. Then, if we are saying that 18 proportions are now giving us all this profit, there is an easier way whereby you can say, how much is a proportion? How much is one proportion? So 9,400,000 divided by 18. So one proportion is going to be one proportion is going to be 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2/9 Kenya shillings. All right. Now, if this is the proportions, a single proportion, then how much will be 3 proportions? So we multiply by 3, and that is for Omonti. So Omonti shall receive 3 proportions. One proportion is 5, 5 to 2, 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 over 9. And for Monty, we shall get 1,566,666.66 or 67, which will be 70. Yeah, then we look at the next partner here, which is Brian. Brian shall receive the next proportion, which is 4, times a single proportion, which is 5 to 2, 2, 2, 2, multiply by 4, which is 2,088,888.89, which is 0.90 that way. And the last two, we can talk about Felix, who shall receive 5 proportions multiplied by 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 over 9. This will give us 2,611 point or 6,111.11, which can be 10. Then finally, we are having a Don who gets 6 proportions. Huh? This is going to be 3,133,000, then 333.30 that way. So these are the proportions, or these are the amounts each partner is going to receive. If Omondi reinvests his shares at an annual interest rate of 8.5, how much will it be? How much will it be after 2 years? So for Omondi, who received the 1,566,666.7 for 2 years. So the simple interest that the amount will earn at a rate of 8.5% for 2 years, because we need to know that simple interest is given by principal times rate, which is a percentage multiplied by time. Yeah, multiplied by time that way. So we need to take 1,566, then 666.7 multiplied by 8.5 divided by 100, then multiplied by 2. The interest shall be 266,333.30. So this is the interest earned. If this is the interest earned, then how much is it? How much is it? So the amount is having will be principal plus the simple interest earned. So 1,566.66, 6670 plus 266,333.30. When we add that now, we get 1,833,000. Yeah, that is what Omondi will be having after the 2 years. The profit next year is expected to increase by 25%. What will be the new total profit? So original profit, which will be given 100%, is 94,000. Is it 94 million or okay, 9,400,000. So 9,400,000. Yeah, that way. That is 100%, the initial profit. What about the new profit, which should be 125%? It will be 9,400,000 multiplied by 125 out of 100. This will give us Kenya shillings 94. This will give us 11 million 750,000. Okay, other learners might try to do it this way by asking ourselves if 100% is 94,000. What about the 25% increase? What about this? Whereby we need to talk about the change itself now, which is giving us 2,350,000. This is the change. So the new amount shall be original plus the increase. Which is exactly the 11,750,000, just like in the previous approach. So we get the same answer regardless of the approach. Number 24 now. The perimeter of a rectangle is 36. If its length is 8 centimeters, find its length. We're supposed to know that a perimeter of a rectangle is usually given by length plus width multiplied by 2. So perimeter of 36 equals to a known length plus a known width multiplied by 2. When we divide through by 2, 8 equals to length plus width. To remain with length, we subtract 8 on this side, and we see that our length shall be 10 centimeters. Yeah, the length is 10 centimeters. That's very simple, very clear. Okay, at this stage, somebody can also talk about 36 equals to, when brackets are opened, then we'll be having 2L remaining here. Then this becomes 20 after subtracting 16. So as to remain with L by dividing by 2. So either approach after the expression, we have interpreted the formula for perimeter first. So from there, people can proceed differently. As long as you will give us the right answer after whatever approach, then there isn't a problem. A tank holds 500 liters. Convert this to meters cubed. 1 meter cubed is usually equivalent to 1,000 liters. What about 500 liters? So it will be 500 by 1 over 1,000, giving us 0.5 meters cubed. A triangle has 5 centimeters, 12 centimeters, and 13 centimeters. Show that it is a right-angled triangle. We can show using 2 approaches here because the question is open. Let me give it 2 approaches. One, we can use the method 1. Method 1, Pythagoras theorem. Now, with the Pythagoras theorem, we say that when the longer side is squared, it will be the same as the other 2 sides squared, then you add. So this is 169, and this is 144, plus 25. You discover that 169 equals to 169, and hence it is right angled according to Pythagoras theorem. The other method too, I'll use construction. Yeah, construction. If I construct, for example, assuming it was ABC, then I construct A up to B. Then I have this one as 12 centimeters. Then from A to C, which is a known, I use an arc of 13 centimeters that way. And standing at B, I use an arc of 5 centimeters this way. Then I'll get my C there, and I connect to A, then to B. When we measure this angle, we will discover that it is 90 degrees, hence right angled, because a right angled triangle is a triangle whereby one of the sides is 90 degrees, and you can prove it by construction or by following the Pythagoras theorem. That way. Number 25 in part A, find the mean of the numbers. For us to find the mean, we just supposed to add 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Then we divide by the number of quantities that they are. So we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We divide by 5. So we are talking about 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. This is giving me 100 over 5. And from this, I can conclude that when 100 is divided by 5, we get 20. Yeah, so the mean is 20. The mean is 20. Look at part B. The probability of picking a red ball from a bag is 3 out of 8. What is the probability of not picking a red ball? So if picking red is 3 out of 5, then all the other possibilities are not red. And it means this is 3 out of 8, meaning that we have 8. We have 3 from 8. We're having 3 which are red, and another 5 which is other. It can be another color that we don't know. Therefore, not picking red means this other out of the total. That is the probability, not red, because probability red is already known. Yeah, that way. A peer chart shows students' favorite sports. 40% football, 25% basketball, 20% volleyball, and the rest hockey. Find the angle for hockey. Find the angle for hockey. So for hockey, we need to talk about the remaining percentage, because we need to talk about 100% of the students minus 40 and 25 and 20. So this is 40 and 25 and 20, giving us 85. So it's 15%. If hockey is 15%, 15% means 15% of total angles in a pie chart, which is 360. So this will be multiplied by 360 over 100. And the angle is exactly 54. So we are not finding the percentage only. We are finding the percentage, then we look at the error represented by that percentage, which is a 15, translating to 54. Look at part D now. A die is rolled. What is the probability of getting a prime number? So assuming that a die is labeled and the die is fair, it is in cube form and it's having 6 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, out of this, we are supposed to identify what we call prime numbers. A prime number is a number which cannot be divided by any other number except 1 and itself. And those numbers are going to be 2, 3, and 5, which means now we are having 3 out of 6 as the probability, and this can narrow to half. It's good for students to know that 2 is a prime number, and it's also good for people to know that 1 is not a prime number. 1 can be factorized into -1 and -1. Yeah, 1 is even a square number. 1 squared is 1, but you cannot square anything to get. You cannot square anything to get 2 that way. Find the median given 4, 7, 9, 12, and 15. Median means the value at the middle position when data has been arranged in ascending order. Is this data in ascending order? 4, 7, 9, 12, and 15. Yes. So which number is at the middle? 4, 7, 12. We have 9 at the middle. So the median equals to 9. Very simple. The median equals to 9. Now, we are advised in this number 26 to plot the following points on a graph. Let's plot them first. Let's just plot them. That is the y-axis. Then we can have the x-axis at this point. Yeah, this way. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. Then we have also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. So we have the graph well labeled, the Cartesian plane, that is. Now we have to identify coordinates in this manner. Let me plot them using black. So the first coordinate is A, 0, 2. So 0, 2 coordinate lies there. Then B is 2, 4. So 2, 4, 2 in the X, 4 in the Y meet there. Then 4, 6. 4 and 6 are meeting here. Then finally we're having 6 and 8. 6, 8. You see, this is A, B, C, D. That way. Now after plotting, we are advised in the part B of the same to draw the line that passes through these points. So you have to connect the points now using a straight ruler until you get a very straight line. So we use a ruler to connect the 4 dots. that way. So we are having the line passing through those dots that way, very straight line. Look at this one is done. Part B. Find the gradient of the line. How do we get gradient? Change in y, change in x. So we can get a y coordinate minus the other out of x coordinate minus the other. So we can pick coordinates which are lying on the line, like B and C, or C and D, or A and D, or A and C, or A and B. As long as it's a pair lying on the line, it will give us the same. You can even pick, actually, you can even pick a line. You can pick a coordinate. Let me show you something wonderful. You can even lift a coordinate from the line, which you have not even plotted, as long as the line has fit there. Like 7, 7, 9. And pick any coordinate. Yeah. So the coordinate here is 7, 9. The coordinates there, 7, 9. So you can even pick a coordinate yourself that you didn't plot, but the line confirms to be passing there. We can even pick it on this side, like this -1, then +1, -1, +1. Any coordinate, as long as the line confirms to pass there. You interpret any coordinate. So it can be any, like now we're saying 7, 9. So one coordinate is 7, 9. And any other coordinate can be B, which is from B we have 2, 4, 2, 4, this way. So we need change in Y, 9 minus 4. Change in X, 7 minus 2. This is equivalent to 5 out of 5. When you divide this, you'll get 1. So the gradient is 1. Yeah, the gradient is 1. You can confirm it using any of the other coordinates. 27. Now we're trying to calculate the surface area of the cone below. We are assuming that this is a solid cone such that it has a base which is circular, then the curve upwards. So for a cone, surface area is given by the curved pi RL plus the base, which is circular, pi R squared. L is the slanting edge. Therefore, we shall apply the formula 22/7 pi, a radius of 7, then a slanting edge of 28, then plus pi R squared. So 22/7 times 7, then times 28, giving us 616, plus 22/7 by 7 squared, giving us 154. Now this one is going to total to 770, being area square centimeters. That way, square centimeters. Yes, number 28. Ren borrowed 300,000 from KCB Bank, charging a compound interest rate of 8% per annum for 3 years. Find the compound interest earned on the loan. So the first compound interest in the first year shall be 300,000 at a rate of 8%. The interest earned 300,000, 8%. This will give us 24,000. That is the interest in the first year. Now, in the second year, this first year, Now, in the second year, this interest earned from the first year, together with the principal, they combine together to start earning interest. So they become 3, 2, 4. And they shall earn interest together at the same rate. So at the rate of 8%, we will talk about 25,920. That is the interest for the second year. Then this interest, together with the principal, which was there, 324,000, they combine again to earn interest during the third year. So the interest earned in the third year will be earned on 349, then 920 at the rate of 8%. And this is going to be 27,993.6. So what would be the total interest? And we have the interest for the several years. So when we add them, we'll be getting 77,000 Kenyan shillings, 913.60. Yeah, 0.60 that way. So this will be the compound interest earned by the end of the 3 years. Regan received 50,000 Kenya shillings commission after selling a car for 1 million. What percentage commission was he given? Now, commission is usually a percentage of the sales made. And somebody is making sales worth 1 million, then is getting 50,000 Kenya shillings. What percentage is this? So it's usually a percentage of the total sales, and we can express it in two different ways. First, you can say this is 50,000, which is a fraction of 1 million. A fraction of 1 million. A fraction of 1 million. Then we make it it's a fraction now, then we make it a percentage. Yeah. So the fraction 50 is a fraction of yeah. So this becomes 5%. 5% that way. I hope I'm expressing it right. I hope I am expressing it in the right way. Yeah, 5%. So you cancel the zeros very carefully. So if you tell yourself that 1 million is the total sales which we are giving 100%, what about 50K, which is the commission given out? To be 100 times 50K out of 1 million. This would confirm 5%. So that is how we calculate the percentage of the commission. Solve the following simultaneous equation by elimination method. Yeah. Okay. For us to eliminate, we choose one of the variables. For example, I choose the variable that appears first, which is x in both equations. So I have to equalize x from both equation 1 and equation 2. So from equation 1, I'll multiply everything by 3, and in equation 2, everything by 2, so that they become equal at the end of the day. That way, I'll have eliminated. I will get a ground to eliminate x. Look at, I'm just exchanging the coefficients 3 and 2. Yeah, 3 and 2. Therefore, the first thing becomes a 6x minus 3y equals to 18. Then the second one becomes 6x. See, now they are equal. Minus 6y equals to 6. Yeah. Then now that they are equal, we can eliminate x by dividing corresponding terms, by subtracting, sorry. So 6x minus 6x, that one ends. Now 3y minus a negative 6, it will become positive 3. This equals to 18. When we subtract 6, we shall get 12. So the value of y will be given as 4 after dividing through by 3. Now that we have known the value of 4, we can know the value of y as 4. We can get the value of x. From equation 1, 2x minus the value of y equals to 6. So we are talking of 2x equals to 10, because this one now, going where 6 is, it will be added. So x equals to 5. Yeah, that will x equals to 5. X equals to 5. Number 31. The teacher gave the learners a model of a cuboid of height 5, length 8, and width 6. Draw the net of the cuboid. So for us to draw the net, we just need to expand. We just need to expand what we are seeing here. We just need to expand what we can see here. We open up. Yeah, we open out this cuboid. It's having a 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5 and 6. So it has 6 phases. 6 phases. Allow me name this one so that we may be able to draw it very conveniently. When labeled, the net becomes very convenient to draw. Like for the base, I can have A, B, C, D, then E, F, G, H, that way. So now we can draw now all the faces. Actually, all the faces are rectangular in nature. The base ABC is 8 by 6. 8 by 6. So that is the first triangle, the first rectangle, that is A, B, C, D. That way, 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Then on the side where there is a BC, we can draw GF, which is measuring 6 by 5. So we just produce 5 on this side. Just produce a 5 there. Yeah, we just produce 5 there. And automatically this is also 6. We are getting now GF. So F, G, that way. Then on the other side of AD, we can have HE, whereby it also measures 5 by 6. So we are going to produce a 5 again there. Produce 5 there. So on the lower side. So we shall have 5 and 5. Then this automatically 6. Now that we are, so 6. Now that we are producing a GH, EH, then we'll have our H here and our E there. That way. We're already having 3 phases. So we're remaining with 3 more. So we can talk about on the upper side where there is a DC, we can have our EF there. here our EF, whereby we need to produce 5. That way. 5 by 8. So 5 by 8 giving us EF. You see now, in case of closing there, you will see the F and the E meeting. This E, then the F's here, they will be meeting that way. So that's what we call a net. Then on the lower side of AB, we can have HG, which is measuring 8 by 5, because this is a height of 5. So we draw 5 HG. So HG. HG. This is also 8. And this is a 8. Then these are 5s. Yeah, those are 5s. Then finally, there is the top surface, which is exactly equal to the base, 8 by 6. So 8 by 6. It can be now produced on any side, either on the upper side or on the lower side. Let me prefer the upper side. So 6 by 8, which means we'll produce a 6 here. Then it's already, the 8 is implied. So 6 by 8. And because we're having EF, then this will be HG. Because we are having EF already, it will be HG. You see HG, there's another HG on the lower side. So now we can actually, a net is something such that if we close it up, we will get the solid back. So we have the base already here. So we can close on the sides, this one and this one, they are equal. Then on the upper side, on the lower side, we lock this and this. We already having it open on the top. But now when we lock completely using this, to be above the base, which is ABCD, that way. So that is it. We also taught to use the net to work out surface area for this particular cuboid. Surface area for the particular cuboid. Okay. Now, for us to use the net, we're supposed to just multiply all the faces. You know, they are 2, which are equal. So we can talk about 2 rectangles measuring. Let me show you. So if this is 1, then there is another one here. They are the same. If this is 2, then there is another 2 here. They are the same. And if this is 3, then there is another 3 here. That way. So for us to get surface area, we can start with 1, whereby it's 8 by 6 multiplied by 2. Then there is, for 2, we have 8 by 5 multiplied by 2 similar faces. We have 6 by 5 multiplied by 2 similar faces. So 48 by 2 is 96. 40 by 2 is 80. 30 by 2 is 60. So total surface area shall be, when we add up all these 96, 80, 60, giving us 236 square centimeters. 236 square centimeters. So this one worked out. Look at number 32. The question says that the number of learners selected to represent their school in various contests was recorded as shown in the table below. Contest, then the number of learners: chemistry 16, mathematics 18, English 12, Kiswahili 8, and physics 10. Represent the number of learners selected for each contest in a pie chart. So in a pie chart, we need to come up with the angles corresponding to the learners. When we talk about 16 plus 30, 16 plus 18, that is 34, plus 12, 46, plus 8, 54, then 64. Or we can confirm with the calculator so that we are very accurate. This is 64, yeah. 64. Therefore, 64 learners are the total number, and they represent the whole angle in the pie chart, which is equivalent to 360. Therefore, we'll be making the fraction now. For example, for chemistry, to be 16 out of 64 multiplied by 360. So that we get the angle representing, that will be 90 degrees for chemistry. We can check mathematics or math. So we have 18 over 64 by 360. What fraction is this? 18 by 360 divided by 64, giving us, just a minute, 18 by 60 out of 64, giving us 101.25. Instead of 25, we can have 3, because from the protractor, we cannot measure more than one decimal place. All right, let's continue and see. We can have the English. The English fraction is 12 over 64 by 360. 12 by 360 over 64, giving us 67.5 degrees. Then we have Kiswahili and physics. So for Kiswahili, we are talking about 8 over 64 multiplied by 360. This gives us 45 degrees. And finally, we can look at physics, which is 10 students. What is this angle? So I'm getting 56.25, which I may write as 0.3. Yeah, that way. That way. So now we are going to draw a pie chart, and we can also say something here. You know, all the angles are supposed to be giving us 360. So 90 plus 67.5 plus 45. 90, 45, 67.5. We're getting 202. When we add 56, then we add 101, we will get 359.5. So you see there is a whole angle which is missing because of the approximation, the 0.5, which is missing. Remember, we rounded off this. We rounded this off to the nearest whole number. So it will be a little bit exceeding the 360. So before I do the circle, I can even start with a simple radius, assuming that this is the center of the circle. I just do a radius that way, and then I measure the first 90. Let me draw it. This is 90. 90 degrees will represent chem. Then we go to 101 point something. So from 90, I now measure 101. And 101 shall be at this point. Let me so we have a 90, 100, and 101 going to be somewhere here. So we draw again that way, 101. Then after that 101, you know 101 is going to be an angle for math. Huh? Then we can have English, 67.5. So we measure 67.5, that's 45. 67.5 shall be at a point here. When I draw that line, I'll be having 67.5. This is 67.5. The angle represents English. Then once I measure 45, the remaining one will automatically become the physics. So I measure 45 now. Yeah. Let's see where 45 is. This 45, the angle for Kiswahili. Then the automatic, the other one will be our physics. Automatically, the other one will be for physics. Now, after this now, we can choose a suitable radius now. The circle graph. No, pie charts are also called circle graphs. So you do it using a pair of compass and a pencil, and you get your pie chart. And now you can extend these parts now. Yeah, that way. So you have all of them well represented. Okay, look at number 33, a question on a construction. Using a ruler and a pair of compasses only, construct a trapezium ABCD with AB parallel to DC, then the length of AB being 10, BC being 5, and CD being 4 centimeters, then the angle ABC being 45 degrees. So we start by AB, which is a 10 centimeters. So if this is A, I will have B next point. So A, B, 10 centimeters. Then after measuring the 10 centimeters, I'll have to construct an angle at B without using a protractor. So I'm supposed to construct the angle. So standing at B, I'm supposed to make a few arcs here and here. Then standing on those arcs, I make other arcs up here so that I may come up with a right angle. Come up with a right angle at that point. That's a right angle. Now, bisecting a right angle will give us 45. So I'll stand at B again, and I make an arc, then another arc. Then standing on those arcs, I cut the first arcs. Through that, I'll be able to produce 5 degrees through B. So my angle ABC now produced. This is automatically 45. degrees. Now with this, I need to stand at B and measure 5 centimeters to get my point C now. Good. Now that A and B, AB and DC are parallel to one another, there are many ways of drawing the parallel line through C. So you can draw a parallel line to AB through point C because point C is now known. There are many methods of doing that. So you can draw parallel lines there. You can draw it by constructing a 45 here because those are alternate angles with the 45 that you're having at B. You can use very many ways. Okay. Now with that parallel line, we need to know that from D to C, we have 4 centimeters. So we measure 4 centimeters. And this will become our D. Then we can drop D to A to complete the figure. D to A. So we are having our parallelogram here. Oh, sorry, not a parallelogram, but a trapezium. Our trapezium is here, properly drawn. When you use a ruler to measure AD, you discover that AD is equal to 4.8 centimeters, or depending on your error, they are about either 4.9 or 4.7. Number 34. A family of 4 divides an inheritance of 800,000 Kenya shillings in the ratio 6:3:1. Determine how much each person receives. So the proportions here are 10. 6 plus 3 plus 1, we're getting 10. So 6 out of 10 proportions of 800,000, we're going to get 480,000. The next person in this family shall receive 3 out of 10 proportions of 800,000. This shall be 240,000. Then finally, the other person will receive 1/10. This is 80,000. That way. Yeah, 80,000 Kenya shillings. All right. Looking at number 35, a worker completes a job in 10 hours, while another takes 4 hours. How long will it take them to complete the job altogether, working together? We can use their rates of work. Let's say the first worker in 1 hour is working 1/10. The second worker in 1 hour is working 1/4 because it takes 4 hours. That means in 1 hour, the second worker completes a quarter. The first one in 1 hour, he completes a 10th. That's why he needs 10 hours to finish up with the work. While the second one taking 4 hours, it's working a quarter, so that he may take 4 hours to finish up with everything. So when both of them are working in 1 hour, if one can complete a quarter and the other one a 10th, then there is a fraction they can finish up together in 1 hour. When working together, they shall work 7 out of 20 of the work. 7 out of 20 proportions. Now we can relate this very simply and say if the fraction of work done is the reciprocal of the total time taken by an individual, then the work done here, we also need the reciprocal for us to know the working rate. So it will be 20/7, in other words, 20/7 hours. Or we can say 7 proportions are taking 1 hour. What about the 20 proportions? 20 by 1/7. So we have 20/7 hours. And when we talk about 20/7, we simply mean 2 and 6/7 hours. So when the two are working together, that is the long they shall take to finish up with the work. Look at number 36, a question on inequalities. Solve -4 less than 2x minus 10. You see, we can remain with the 2x here and have the -10 brought here, whereby it will be added. So -4 plus 10 shall be 6. So that we have by 2 to remain with x. So the answer is 3 less than x. Or this can imply that x is greater than 3 to mean the same. Find the gradient of a line passing through 3, 8 and 6. Gradient, as calculated earlier in this paper, is given by change in y over change in x. So we need 8 minus 12 divided by 3 minus 6. This is -4 and this is -3. So 4/3, whereby the gradient is 1 1/3. Yeah, 1 1/3, that way. Now look at number 38. Solve for x in the following proportion. Now for us to remain with the x, because we have x over 12, then 3/4, we can multiply both sides by 12 so that it cancels from the right hand side and we remain with x here. So 3/4 by 12, this gives us 9. That way, this gives us 9. Yeah, that way. So the value of x is 9. There are many ways of solving that. You can even ask yourself, what has multiplied 4 to make it 12? Because these are continuous proportion. What has multiplied 4 to make it 12? It's a product by 3. It's a product by 3. So 3 will also be multiplied by 3. That's why it's giving us 9. Yeah, that way. 39. A population of a town increases by 12% annually. If the current population is 50,000, what will be the population after 2 years? What will be the population after 2 years? So you're supposed to know that increasing by 2 years means, by 12% means for 2 years. From the first year, the population increases by 12%. So it becomes 1/12% of what we are having just after 1 year. So 50,000 by 1/12%, that becomes 56,000. Then this 56,000 now, for the second year, it also increases by 12%. This becomes 62,000 people, 720. Yeah, that is the population after 2 years when the increment is constantly 12%. So it is 12% of the present population. So if they will increase from 50,000 to 56,000, then by the start of the second year, they are 56,000 and they will be 12% more at the end of that second year. This is what we are having. Now look at these two questions. We are towards the end of the paper, number 40, part A. Simplify the following. We can simplify by opening brackets. We can simplify by grouping terms. We can simplify by factorization. Yeah. So we can group terms here and say that 5a can be grouped with 2a, 7a, the -3 and -7, -10b. This one cannot be simplified further. It's fully simplified. What about part B? 3x into x plus 2 minus 4 into x plus 2. For us to simplify this and not to expand, means we are supposed to pick the common factor in the brackets, which is x plus 2, because it appears both here and here. Then outside the brackets, we have 3x minus x, actually. So that is the simplification expected from you. Remember, our consultation line 0704153366. You can use that to reach out to us for more resources. Thank you so much for being part of the program. Remember to invite friends so that they may also learn from Shifting Grades online school. Otherwise, we are grateful for your time. See you later. Thank you so much.